There, can you pass these around for me, please? Oh, excuse me. Need more? Yes, ma'am.
Ryan, anything you need?
I'm good right now.
Okay. Thanks, man.
We all got one? Thank you. Good? All right. Good morning. Scholars. That's what I was told. Scholars. Right? Talking about language. How you talk to yourself. I am a scholar. Say it. I am a scholar. Right? Say it. I am a scholar. With some confidence. I am a scholar. Right? See how that energy changed? Right? Talk nice to yourself is something that I say a lot. Talk nice to yourself. And to walk in, and the first thing I hear your principal say is we refer to our students as scholars. Lets me know I'm right where I'm supposed to be. Tells you that you're right where you're supposed to be. That tells you that you have people looking out for you and molding you for your future more than you can even imagine. All right? My name is Ryan Leafy, better known to a lot of people as Coach Leaf. I am a business owner. I own a fitness facility, CrossFit, personal training, and youth sports and specific training located in Brooklawn, New Jersey. It took me about 2 hours to get here, first time ever riding the subway. So I thank you guys for that experience. I thank Mr. Josh Weiss here, Wiles here, for inviting me. Thank you. Thank you, because this is exactly what I want to do. And when I say I'm right where I'm supposed to be, I mean that. Just to give you a quick visual real quick on what it is it looks like that I do daily, I'm going to play this video here, and then we'll get into some things. So we work out, right? We sweat. We live and preach and practice healthy lifestyle. My story, how'd I get here? That X, this brand that I'm wearing, this X marks. You ever hear the phrase X marks the spot? I'm here. The X marks here. As I said before, I'm right where I'm supposed to be. Here is an acronym for habits.
Dear eyes bother you?
Every day.
Like a combo of stress, dry, and sandpaper.
Habits. If you could flip over your paper. I want you to write in big letters, one on top of the other, the word here, H-E-R-E. Thank you. H-E-R-E. The H stands for habits. Habits. The E. E stands for every day. And the R, rituals and routines. Rituals and routines. And then the E is for elevate and meditate. Let's talk about taking care of your mental. H is for habits. Habits, every day, rituals, routines, elevate, and meditate. We're going to reference that a lot. H-E-R-E, here, every day, or habits, every day, rituals, routines, and then elevate and meditate. So the question is, how did I get here? Like I said, on a literal stance, first time I ever took the subway was today. I traveled it took me about a half hour to get to Trenton. From Trenton, I came to Penn Station. Penn Station took the subway here, right? Only a few moments of panic where I thought I was in the wrong spot, but we made it here, yes. R is for rituals and routines. So we got here today literally by public transportation. Wiles, right? I was just no Josh. Wiles. Mr. Wiles. About a year, maybe? Less than a year?
Yeah, less than a year.
Started following each other on Instagram, social media, and if you know anything about that man, he's a runner, and he's real good at it. And what he does takes a special person. And I'm not just talking about the distances. I'm not talking about the actual runs that he's doing. I'm talking about what it takes to prepare for the things that he does. What he does on a daily basis, what his habits, rituals, and routines are. What he does every single day. The ability to take care of your mental capacity and elevate and meditate to be able to do what he does on a daily basis, right? So we connect via social media, and he reached out to me and said, hey, would you mind if I passed your information along to our principal? We're having a career day. I think your message will be heard by our scholars very well, right? So that's how we got here. Let's back it up. Old man graduated high school 2006. Graduated college, Rowan University. Rowan University is in southern New Jersey, right outside of Philadelphia. Played football, played sports my whole career. Graduated Rowan University with a degree in education. Then went on to coach. In the middle of that, I played some arena football, right? So finished up my degree, played some arena football, and then it was time to start real life, and I got a job as an educator at the high school level with behavioral disorder kids, right? Mm-hmm. So from there, I'm in the mix. About 3-4 years, I'm coaching track, I'm coaching football, and fitness kind of fell off a little bit because I was in sport. We'll call it retired. I stopped playing football. So I almost lost my why, almost lost my reason, almost lost the drive. Physically start to change a little bit. You'll see it before anyone else sees it, and then someone saw it, which reminded me that I saw it. So it was like, I got to get back into fitness. Got back into fitness, started working out, found what they call CrossFit. CrossFit changed my life. I'll give credit to CrossFit being a big part of why I am here today, right now, to be able to speak as a business owner to the youth about their future. I found CrossFit to get back in shape. Naturally was a coach. The owner of the CrossFit asked me if I was interested in coaching, went and got my certification, and the internet's a powerful tool. I posted one post that I had got certified, and one person asked me to train them. Connected with that person, served that person, and that person brought a friend. And that person brought a friend. And then they started handing me money. Right? So thinking 2013, how'd we get here? Let's talk about a timeline. Graduated high school, 2006. Graduated college, 2010.
Get a job as a person who helps.
Teacher, paraprofessional, right? Have a switch up. I got summertime, school's only, you get the summer off, right? So summer 2013, we're in it. I got my friend that asked me to train her. She brought a friend, and it kept happening. It kept happening. It kept happening. Every single day in the summer, I would load up my dad's truck. I had a couple barbells, I had a couple weights, I had a couple boxes, a couple med balls, and I'd drive to the park around the corner, set up shop, put my friends through workout. By the end of the summer, coming up into August, we had about 15, 20 people showing up every single day. To me, I'm like, I don't know what's going on here. Reflecting, like I said, I provided a service. I provided a service and I showed up. I was consistent every single day. I made it a habit of mine to show up for myself and others. So I show up. Wasn't exactly happy with my career in teaching and coaching. Wasn't sure if I saw myself doing that for the rest of my life in that situation. Remember when I said I was right where I was supposed to be? I was right where I was supposed to be, right? Don't let that go over your head. I want to take a second to make that make sense. I'm right where I'm supposed to be. Say it.
I'm right where I'm supposed to be.
Say it. I'm right where I'm supposed to be.
I'm right where I'm supposed to be.
Right? No matter what it looks like, no matter what it looks like, I'm right where I'm supposed to be, because no matter where you are, you're supposed to learn whatever it is you're supposed to learn from that situation. I thought I had it mapped out. I'm going to go to college. I'm going to go get a degree. I'm going to be a teacher. I'm going to be a coach for the rest of my life, and I'm going to be good. 3-4 years in, I'm not sure this is what I want to do. But I set a goal and I made it happen. How'd I get here? I set a whole bunch of goals and I made them happen. I set a goal to be a teacher. What do you got to do to be a teacher? Go to school, get a degree, find a job. I set a goal to be a business owner. After that time of the people accumulating, made a fast decision, August of 2013. Signed a lease for a 3,000 square foot warehouse building and moved in with what little equipment that we had and the people that were showing up every single day. I was right where I was supposed to be. A lot of people call me crazy. You got a good job. You got a career. What are you doing? A lot of doubt because they didn't see what I saw, right? So when you're doing what you're doing, when you're right where you're supposed to be, sometimes people aren't going to see it the way you see it. They're not going to see it the way you see it. It's your dream. We're talking career day, whatever it is that you can think about, wherever it is you see yourself, it's possible. It's your dream. And it doesn't have to make that much sense to anyone else. But you have to be smart, come up with a plan, and then execute. Every single day. You have to execute every single day. Say set goals, and make them happen. Set goals, and make them happen. It's the make part. It's the make part. It's coming up with the plan. It's doing what you said you were going to do. How many times you said you wanted to do something, thought about it, and then you forgot you even wanted to do it, right? I'm guilty of it myself. It's simply because we just didn't do what we said we were going to do, right? Set goals and then make them happen. Come up with plans. I came up with a plan. I didn't know anything about being in business. I was a teacher, education major, business. All I know is people are coming up to me. They like what we're doing, and they want to keep showing up. And like I said, the transfer of money became a business. Wasn't so happy with my current career, and I made a decision. In August of 2013. My decision was, if money is the biggest issue, if money is the biggest case, why are you going to this place that you're not all the way happy with? Well, I need a paycheck. All right, let's solve some problems. All the problems in the world, there's an answer. Well, what's the issue? How are you going to make some money? How are you going to make the money that you're making to cover what it is that you're currently making, to continue on and grow? Well, I did some math, and I realized we were more than halfway there with the little bit that we had at the park. So I took a chance. I took a shot. I gave my resignation to the high school in August. August 13th, 2013, got the keys to the building. Fast forward to 2023. Spent 2013 to 2016 in that same 3,000 square foot and grew it to about 50, 60 members. And then another obstacle hit. 2016, the building that I was in was sold. They sold the building. What are you going to do? It's not my building. They made the decision to sell it. Let's come up with a plan. What do we got to do? We got to find another space. Well, how you do that? Let's get a realtor. Let's look around. Little by little becomes a lot. I don't know anything about business, but I got Google. I got Google. All these smart boards. Anything you can think of, you can type it in somewhere, and they're going to give you something back. How do you start a business in New Jersey? And then follow the plan. Little by little becomes a lot. So we found a new building, 2016. Again, bigger than where we were. Didn't have enough equipment to fill it, but we moved in and showed up every single day. And the friends kept bringing friends. That friends kept bringing friends. 2013, we are here now. We're about 75, 80 members strong. And it is my life. It's what I do every single day. Starts a class at 5 o'clock in the morning, Monday through Friday. Weekends, 9 to noon, same thing, Saturday and Sunday. So that's how I got here. And what right in front of you, if you could flip your paper bag over. This paper right here that you have in front of you is an excerpt from something that was an idea. It was an idea. There was a time where I was going live. I got a podcast. I was going live every morning, 8 o'clock, 8:10 in the morning, 8:10. And in that live, I was interacting with my people who had certain practices. There were certain things that we did every single day that we knew would set us up for success for that day. Somebody said something like, you should make a journal. And that comment alone turned into this. At first, flip your paper back over, look at where it says H-E-R-E. That's what it looked like first. On the back of a piece of paper, a blank piece of paper, written every single page out, right? Ideas. Write them down. Talk about them. Make it more real. The more you focus on it, wherever you put your energy, that's what's going to happen. I put my energy into this book, and I came up with it. It's for sale. It's wild that I have a business based around journaling, but it's bigger than the business part of it. It's what's sitting in front of you, and what I think we're going to go over in a minute. It's about practice. This is today. I'm right where I'm supposed to be today. Say today counts. Say today counts. Where I'm at right now today, it counts, because guess what? What you do today, especially at this age, I love talking to scholars, young humans, 7th, 8th, 9th grade, because one, I've been there and it feels like it was just yesterday. The only thing that's going to change right now is your body might change a little bit, but your brain and your mental, in my brain, I still think I'm in high school, college, not much has changed. But I'm telling you, the decisions, the people, places, and things that I surrounded myself with at this age where you're sitting right now got me here. How do we get here? I made the right decisions. I listened to the right people. I did things that ran parallel with what my goals were in the seat that you're sitting in. So don't downplay the power of today. And I'm talking about this event specifically, but the one after that too. It matters. You hear me say a lot, little by little becomes a lot. When you stack days on top of days on top of days, they become weeks, they become months, those months become years. And then we're talking about your life, right? So give power to today. And a way to set yourself up for success on a daily basis is to journal, write things down, have some practices. And this is what I think are some practices that help me get to where I am today, right? So let's fill this out together. On the top right-hand corner, you see where it says the date, wake up time, and did you hit snooze? Right? The date, very important. We just talked about how important today is, right? Today, somebody yelled out, what's the date? Today's the 24th. Today's the 24th. Write it down. Be aware of where you are in time. What's the day of the week? What's today's date? Be aware of the day. What time do you wake up? What time do you wake up?
3:45 a.m.
See, so ready? Everybody's time is probably going to be a little different here, right? Why is that? We got different routes to get here, right? So it's important to be aware of what time you're waking up in the morning. If you want to do what this man does on a daily basis, you can't just wake up an hour before you need to be to work. So let's talk about what my goals are. Let's think about what my goals are. This is all part of coming up with a plan to make your goals happen. You want to get something a little more done in your day? You got a goal that you might not be able to find the time later on in the day? Wake up earlier. Oh, that's hard. That's hard. Why is it hard? Because I always hit snooze. Did you hit snooze this morning? Snooze when you hit the button. And the alarm goes off 8-9 minutes before it goes off again. That's where the power's at. That is where the power's at. When you hit that button, whatever you do next, whatever decision you make next, is going to dictate how your day goes. And when we talk about our days, today counts. Say it. Today counts. How I set myself up today is going to predict how I'm sitting tomorrow, which is going to stack on top of the week, the month, the year, and now my life, right? So become aware of what is your relationship with snooze. And I'm telling you, from my practices, I'm just here to tell my story. I'm just trying to make what I do make sense to my friends. Hit the button, alarm clock goes off, put my feet on the ground. Take control of your day. We talk about what we say. What are you? You're a scholar? I'm a scholar. Say it. I'm a scholar. Talk nice to yourself and start real early in the morning. I can, I will, I am. Say it. I can, I will, I am.
I can, I will, I am.
If that's, alarm clock goes off, take a deep breath. Say thank you. Talk nice to yourself. Get up and start making the things happen that you've set out to do. Setting goals and then making them happen, right? So, first thing we're talking about is gratitude. Thank you. Say it. Say it. Thank you. 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 Till you smile. Gratitude. Thank you. I'm right where I'm supposed to be. Thank you. Whether I'm at the top of my mountain or I'm climbing up, I'm right where I'm supposed to be. Thank you. Start real early in the morning. Start early. Just say the words thank you. Don't worry about what we're grateful for yet, because that will come. Because once you start thank you, 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 until you smile, you start to come up with things that you're grateful for. So here's a practice. Here's a play. Right now, I want us to practice together something that I try to do on a daily basis in my practice playbook is write down 3 things that I'm grateful for, no matter how big or small. Thank you. You could write thank you 3 times. It's gratitude. Thank you. Thank you for my shoes. When I wake up in the morning, the first thought is deep breath. Thank you. Thank you for that breath. Thank you for that breath. Thank you for that breath. Thank you for my lungs that receive the breath. It'll start to snowball. You say one thing, and then you start to match that energy with the next thought. And then you're rolling and you're saying thank you until you can't stop smiling. So right now, let's write down 3 things that you're grateful for. Somebody want to share one? Sir?
My commitment.
Thank you for commitment. Committed. Let me get one more.
God waking me up.
Thank you for waking up. It's that simple. Thank you. When you find gratitude in the simple things, it helps you appreciate the big things. We can't be happy when we get there. I'm not going to be happy when I run my time. Let me be happy that I'm doing the work to get me there. Thank you. Gratitude. Attitude of gratitude. Let me hear you say it.
Attitude and gratitude.
Say it again. Attitude of gratitude. Have an attitude. Like, we know what an attitude is. Sometimes you got an attitude, and it ain't the best. Thank you for that bad attitude, because that allows me to know that I have an attitude, to be aware that I can change my attitude. Thank you. Gratitude for everything. Gratitude for everything. Next up, affirmations. What I say, talk nice. Talk nice. Talk nice. Talk nice to yourself. Affirmations. How do you speak to yourself? That little voice in your head. That little voice in your head. No words. I want you to say in your head right now, I can, I will, I am. In your head, no words. You hear that voice? That's yours. Let me see your eyes. That's your voice. And you can talk back. You can talk back. You can change the conversation. I can, I will, I am. For every can't, say I can't do something, I can't, bring me 3 I cans and see if you don't change the conversation. I got a 3-year-old son. He's climbing up. We're at the park. He's trying to climb backwards up the slide. I can't do it. I can't do it. I can't do it. He's affirming himself, I can't do it. And every time he says I can't, he's slipping. And this is a real story. And I'm not making this up. This just happened like last week. He keeps slipping. Every time he says I can't, he calls me yeah. I can't, yeah. I can't do it. I can't do it. You can. Every time he says I can't, you can. He said I can one time and didn't slip. I was like, nah, ain't no way. It works. It really does work. And he slides again. I can't do it. You can. And then he's starting to make his steps. He's fine. He's figuring out how to grab himself and place his feet so he doesn't slide. And he's at the top. And he said, I did it, yeah, I did it. I said, you can, right? You can. So that was a cool moment. This week, wake him up. We're getting changed. He's reaching for something. It's out of his reach. And he says, yeah, I can do it, yeah. He remembered it from practicing. I was practicing for him. He was around it. I'm right where I'm supposed to be. I'm speaking. My voice is being heard. He heard me. He changed the conversation in his head that fast because he heard someone else talk nice to their self. I'm telling you, the way you speak to yourself is the most important conversation you have with anybody is the one you have with yourself. So to practice on a daily basis, in today's practice playbook, I like to write down three things. Affirming positively to myself. I am fill in the blank. I am. Somebody say something. I am what?
An artist.
You're an artist. I am an artist. I'm an artist. I draw.
I'm a scholar.
I'm a scholar. I am smart. I am powerful. I am strong. The more you practice, you'll say one thing and you won't be able to stop saying them. You'll find so many things that run parallel with what it is that you affirm to yourself. I am a scholar. I am a scholar. I am a scholar. I am a scholar. I am smart because I am a scholar. Well, because I am smart, I will have opportunities. I have opportunities. I'll go to college. I will go to college. I can go to college. Now we're sitting in the dorm rooms like I'm in college. I can start a business. I can do that. I can do that. You're crazy. You quit your job. I can do that. Now I know I can do it. I'm watching it happen. People are showing up. The place that I go to and work out, new members are coming and saying my name. The owner's telling me how often somebody comes up here and says, Ryan told me about the place. I just wanted to try it out. I can do it. August 2013, I will do it. I will do that. I'm going to do it. I'm doing it. I want to be a public speaker. How are you going to be a public speaker? What you going to do? What you going to talk about? I can do it, though. Yeah, but then you got to travel. You got to worry about getting booked. You know how you have all the systems. I can do it. I will do it. I'm standing in front of you. I am doing it. Because I set a goal, and then I made it happen. I did things on a daily basis that ran parallel with what my goal was. We'll get to that in a minute. So, we're talking nice to ourselves. We just said it, what? Set goals and do what? Say it again. Make them happen. Set goals and then make them happen. Right now, to the right, no matter how big or small, I want you to set a goal. Your goal could be to make it through the day. Your goal could be to get out of this classroom and be done with this presentation. Set a goal. Set a goal right now, real quick. Set a goal. We said set goals and make them happen. The make part. Yep, they're here. We're here. So you're setting the goal here.
Set a goal, steps to do the goal.
The make part. You got to come up with a plan. Come up with a plan. How do I start a business? Goal, start a business. All right. Wrote it down. Now let's come up with a plan. You got to get registered with the state. I don't know how to do that. How do I do that? Research. Google how to start a business in New Jersey. Boop, 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 boop. Now, let's do things that run parallel with what it is you want to do. I want to start a business. Let's do the things on this list. And then little by little, now we get what we call an EIN number. Anybody know what an EIN number is? EIN number is like your social security for your business. It's how you do business with the banks. If you don't have an EIN number, you're not a business, right? These are all things I learned along the way. I didn't know anything about an EIN number, but I figured out, I set a goal and I made it happen. I figured out how to do it. I did things on a daily basis that ran parallel with what that goal was, right? So come up with 5 action steps, five things that you can do, even if it's not today, right? Write things down that you know you're going to have to do in the future, but you know it needs to be done. You want to start a business? You got to open a bank account. That was on my list. That was on my short list, but I didn't have what it took yet to start a bank account. I had to do things to get to the things on my list. There was another list that I had to make. Make that make sense? So start a bank account. Then that came with you need to do this, this, and this. More goals, more things to do. So by writing things down, you become aware and you realize that when you break things up into small sections, small chunks, and then all of a sudden you put it together, you'll reach your goal. We said earlier, today counts. Today counts. If you've written down your 5 action steps, if you've written down already and you're waiting for us to finish up, I want you to, the next line, it says, what will you do today? What will you do today? That runs parallel with what that goal is. It might not be on that list that you wrote above. It might not be on that specific list. But write down, be attentive, make an effort to do something today that runs parallel with the goal that you set up top. What will you do today that runs parallel with what your goals are, what your goal is? And the final part of our daily practices is reflection. Reflection, looking back on what did today look like, right? And asking yourself, did I do what I said I was going to do? So if this is your first time filling out a playbook, tomorrow you will refer back to this piece of paper and ask yourself what you wrote on the line, what will you do today? That runs parallel with what your goal is. Did you do it? Did you do what you said you were going to do? We talked about the R in here, the rituals and routines. Does what you do on a daily basis run parallel with what your goals are, your habits? Do you hit snooze? Is hitting snooze and getting back in bed and closing your eyes, is that a habit of yours? This is all a reflection. And part of reflecting is being aware of how you feel. We talk about the second E in here, elevate and meditate. How do you feel when you're doing what it is you're doing? In 2013, I was setting goals. I was making them happen. I was right where I was supposed to be, but I didn't like how I felt. I didn't like how I felt. On a daily basis, there was a part of me that I wasn't okay, I wasn't good, I wasn't happy. So I reflected, what is it that I'm doing? I had to set some goals, and then I came up with some plans. If you're here, let me hear you say, I'm here. If you're here, let me hear you say, I'm here. Right? So, wrapping up how I got here. In short, I set a whole bunch of goals and then I made them happen. And now I'm standing in front of you today. But along the way, I was a good human. I am a good human. I said, yes, sir, no, sir, please and thank you. I went to class, I went to school every single day. I tried my best. I am smart, but things are difficult. And even if I didn't know, I tried. People, college is college hard. I went, I showed up every single day. I was a good person. I said, yes, sir, no, sir, please and thank you. And I tried my best. And if you go anywhere and you do those things, nothing but good can come from it, right? So I went to college. I made some decisions, and we connected, and I was invited to come speak to you guys. And I think the things I say daily resonate with someone that resonates with you guys. And I just hope it makes sense. Like I started off, I'm just telling my story, and I'm trying to make it make sense. And these practices, which you just filled out, are just wraps up on things that I try to do on a daily basis that got me here. 2 claps if you heard that. 2 claps if you heard that, right? That shirt, stand up for me. Anybody have any idea?
I know it's like a
You heard it already. So if you get sick of him, you would definitely be sick of me. Say, what was it?
He says the same thing every
What
day.
do you do on a daily basis and blah, blah, blah?
Ain't no blah, 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 blah. See that? That's the practice. That's the practice. It can't be, I'm sorry. That's what happens when we set goals, right? We get up.
What do you do on a
We-
daily basis
And
do
does
what you do on a daily basis
run, daily basis run.
parallel with your
2 claps for that. What do you do on a daily basis, and does what you do on a daily basis run parallel with what your goals are? Look at that paper down there. We're talking about daily habits, rituals, and routines. Daily habits, rituals, and routines. Here, habits. Every day, rituals, routines, elevate and meditate. What do you do on a daily basis, and does what you do on a daily basis run parallel with what your goals are? Make that make sense. I'm Coach Leaf. I've dubbed myself as an accountability coach. I hope to serve as that little voice in your head just pop up on you and be the reminder that you need to do what you said it is you're going to do. Yes, ma'am.
Can I ask questions?
Please ask away.
Okay, how much money do you make?
How much money do I make? I make a living. I make a living. My business, this year is one of our best years. We were closer to the $100,000 mark, which was always a goal, which at one time seemed completely not doable or so far-fetched because of where I was, which with reflection, I realized I'm right where I'm supposed to be. Because if you asked me that question in 2013 when I'm at the park, when I said my friend brought a friend, I brought a friend, as they started bringing me money, I'd say the same thing. I make money, right? I'm being compensated for a service that I'm providing. I was worth what I was getting at that time. I only had a couple months in, right? We're 10 years in. We're 10 years in of showing up just like I did at the park every single day with certain goals in mind that got me to a place to where I'm able to support myself and my family. That answer your question?
You say we a lot. How many employees work for your business?
I have 3 coaches on staff. And like I said, we serve about on a high month in the 80 to 85 members range. When I say we, I think I'm referring to anyone that has been a part of this brand that's on my chest, including you guys now. You are all now part of my we. So when I say we, I'm talking about anybody I come across in my journey to get me here today. You got a list. And somebody else, everyone got that list? Let me hear somebody else ask a question from that list if it need be. Questions, sir. What is my favorite thing about what? My favorite thing about my typical day, the people that I interact with every day, watching people be excited for fitness, the smiles on people's faces, when somebody tells me that the hour that they spend inside our facility is the best hour of their day. That's my favorite part of my daily.
If I could piggyback on that, one of my favorite moments in the past few months was, I don't know if you guys remember, but I decided to run a marathon on a Tuesday right around this block. And as I was doing it, I was recording each mile I was going. And Coach Lee chimed in and did his own thing, trying to replicate what I was doing while he was on the treadmill while I was running the marathon. And it was really cool because when I finished, I got to see that. And it's just this great energy that we're building. We're building this community. And I didn't even know him beyond the internet.
Right.
But we're building this energy of support for one another, which is really, really neat. So that I just want to piggyback on what you were saying about.
Don't think that your ideas are too small. Don't think that your energy is too small. Don't think that your day does not matter. Don't think that your stories will not help or affect somebody else. Tell your story. I'm here simply to tell my story, right? Don't be scared to speak. Don't be scared to talk nice to yourself. Don't be scared to be great, because it can happen. Questions?
What are some other interesting jobs that might be related to you?
Interesting jobs that might be related to mine. In the fitness space, there are multiple jobs you can do. Personal training, group fitness. You can work, like as I do, I work with kids, I work with youth. Lifestyle, accountability coaching. I do some remote coaching. I have a client who moved to China. Like, the jobs, the opportunities, the things that you can do through fitness, I think it's unlimited. Yeah.
What's the difference from like fitness and CrossFit?
There isn't none. CrossFit is a part of fitness, we'll say. CrossFit is a piece of fitness. Zumba is fitness. Anything that moves your body, anything that elevates your heart rate, anything that makes you sweat, anything that benefits your life on a daily basis is fitness. Meditation is fitness. Talking nice to yourself is fitness. They call it mental gymnastics. I can get a whole workout and not leave the seat because I can sit there and talk nice to myself all day long until I get tired. And so guess what? Sometimes just saying thank you is tiresome. You got to build your capacity. You can't just wake up and run a marathon. You can't do it. You can, but it's not going to be good for you. If I would try to run a marathon, I'm in very, very good shape. If I try to do what he does, I'd hurt myself. Right? So do what you do until you build the capacity. Build the capacity, because just saying thank you may be exhausting. Doing one burpee may be exhausting. Running 800 meters might be exhausting. But if I stay consistent, if I show up and on a daily basis I do things that run parallel with what I want to be better at fitness, I build what we call capacity. So stack it up, day in, day out, do little things to build that capacity to where, like I said, I could sit down and think until I'm tired. Whereas just a little bit of thinking used to make me tired. But it's practice. Next up. Ask them.
Coach Lee, I think we've got the next class coming in.
Yep.
And I just wanted to say that what you're saying doesn't just relate to fitness, it can relate to any of your goals, whatever that goal is.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Keep it.
Yep. And practice it. Do it again tomorrow. I thank you for your time. Say it again.
I'll give a round of applause to Coach Lee, please.
I traveled up here. Yeah, I traveled 2 hours to come here. So yes, I do travel with my job.
Kill it, man.
Thank you.
Respect.
Thank you. Thank you.
Would you mind if I took like a little video?
Not at all.
Okay.
Not at all.
I might sit up front so that way I'm not, because a lot of the kids we can't record. So, other than
Okay.
that,
Cool.
we got another great class coming in.
All right.
If you're running low on sheets, let me know. I'll bring out some more.
I think I should be about the same size group.
Yeah.
Should be all right.